The election is days away, and everyone's eyes are on a strange market that didn't exist 5 years ago, which runs on crypto. We're talking about Polymarket. It's a prediction market that lets people wager on elections or football games or pop culture. Prices reflect what the market thinks is most likely to happen, with payouts going to whoever bets correctly. Last year, Polymarket looked like a fun project. It did about $70 million in volume. This year, Polymarket became the largest prediction market in the world. It attracted $3.5 billion in bets. The largest contract on the U.S. presidential election has become one of the most popular sources of information on the race. Recently, Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan sat down to discuss why crypto is so critical to Polymarket's success, what people are missing about it, and what lies ahead for Polymarket after the election.
It's funny to think about, but all the financial applications we use every day are local to a single geography. I use Charles Schwab, that's local to the US. Someone in England may use Revolut, that's local to their community. But something like Polymarket opened on a global scale. And guess what? Events have global impact and global interest. So Polymarket consolidates opinion from around the world, and I think that is a game changer versus a prediction market that launches just in one geography. If you think about any market in the world, it requires liquidity providers to make it function smoothly. People who will match the buyers and sellers and fill in the market if there's any gap. In traditional markets, this is typically done by large institutional players like Jane Street or Susquehanna. And traditional prediction markets have tried to follow in that example by using those same institutional providers to step in. But the proof is in the pudding, they haven't. If you look at those markets, the spreads are extraordinarily wide. And that doesn't surprise me because these aren't the traditional kinds of markets that these institutions are used to operating in. What Polymarket does is flip that on its head, using a traditional crypto model that relies on the community to supply liquidity. And it incentivizes the community to do just that. And again, the proof is in the pudding. If you look on Polymarket, the spreads are significantly tighter. That makes it a much better experience, which adds more liquidity, which makes an even bigger gap between Polymarket and its traditionally structured peers. And that's only possible because it's based on crypto. The reality is, a prediction market that no one is betting on is not a prediction market at all. You can't trust its information. It doesn't have the wisdom of the crowds if the crowds aren't there. Polymarket was able to break through because it's crypto native and get to the scale and liquidity that it does matter and provide real information in the world. And that just creates a flywheel that makes it grow bigger and bigger and bigger. I think a lot of people assume that Polymarket will fizzle after the election, that it's a one and done. Its only existence is dependent on the sort of incredible attraction of this Trump versus Harris campaign. But if you look underneath the surface, there are hundreds of markets at Polymarket that have substantial money bet on them, and the world continues to evolve. I think Polymarket will continue to grow after this election, and we'll look at 2028's election betting markets, and there'll be multiples of what we saw in 2024. I think Polymarket is a perfect example of how a crypto application goes mainstream. It only exists and is successful because of its crypto backbone. But from the outside, you can look at it without interacting with crypto at all. You can just go to the website and see the presidential odds. I think that abstraction away from crypto is a big part of how these applications will go mainstream in the future. Polymarket has shown the way, but I suspect we'll have many different examples like Polymarket over the next few years.